What if Cleopatra wasn't the beauty legend you've heard, but a multilingual power player who almost rewrote Rome's future? Let's race through the true story of Egypt's last great queen. Cleopatra VII was born in 69 before the Common Era into the Greek-speaking Ptolemaic dynasty of Egypt. She grew up in Alexandria's cosmopolitan world where pharaohs wore crowns and spoke Greek, but she, unusually, learned Egyptian too. Educated among scholars of the Museion, she studied philosophy, astronomy, and in politics. Ancient writer Plutarch says she could speak to many peoples without an interpreter. Her voice and wit were her sharpest tools. At 18, she began co-ruling with her brother Ptolemy XIII. Egypt faced famine, debt, and palace rivalries. Cleopatra was pushed into exile and then came back with a plan. The famous rug moment. Plutarch tells a story. Cleopatra was smuggled to Julius Caesar, rolled inside bedding, so she could plead her case face to face. Whether rug or linen sack, it worked. She regained the throne, later visited Rome, and stayed in Caesar's villa across the Tiber. Ancient sources even mention a statue of Cleopatra in the Temple of Venus Genetrix, signs of her prominence in Rome. Back home, temple walls at Dendera show Cleopatra alongside her son Caesarion in full pharaonic style. She blended Egyptian tradition with Greek statecraft to legitimize her rule. She also put her own image on coinage, a statement of authority in a world where few women's portraits appeared on money. Her coins show a strong profile, reminding us that charisma, not glamour, made her formidable. After Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra met Mark Antony at Tarsus. She arrived on a gilded barge with scented sails and music, political theater described by Plutarch that turned a meeting into a message. Not all diplomacy was solemn. Plutarch recounts Antony's fishing prank. Divers secretly hooked fish to his line to impress Cleopatra. She spotted the trick and had a salted fish put on his hook instead, a glimpse of her quick wit. In 34 BCE, during the donations of Alexandria, Cleopatra was ceremonially proclaimed Queen of Kings, and her children received eastern territories, according to ancient sources. It thrilled Alexandria and alarmed Rome. War followed. At Actium in 31 BCE, Antony and Cleopatra faced Octavian's fleet. She was present with a squadron in the Allied navy. The battle turned and their forces broke. Why they lost remains debated. Strategy, weather, logistics, propaganda. They withdrew to Egypt. Rome's storytellers painted Cleopatra as a dangerous seductress, yet the record also shows a multilingual ruler who negotiated, minted, built, and governed through crisis. Here's the real reveal. Plutarch says her charm lay less in looks than in presence, learning, and a persuasive voice. Across languages and courts, communication was her superpower. In 30 BCE, with Octavian closing in, Cleopatra tried to secure her children's future. Her death is still a mystery. Ancient writers offer snakebite, poisoned ointment, or another toxin. Some accounts even say she studied poisons to judge their effects and seek a painless end. Claims still debated. We simply don't know. Antony died. Caesarion did not survive Roman victory, but Cleopatra's 3 children with Antony were taken to Rome, and her daughter, Cleopatra Selene, later became Queen of Mauritania, carrying Egyptian and Greek legacies west. Cleopatra also valued culture. Ancient accounts claim Antony gifted her 200,000 scrolls from Pergamum to replenish Alexandria's libraries. A debated story, but it shows how later authors remembered her as a patron of learning. Later writers even attributed a short treatise on cosmetics to Cleopatra, though the authorship is uncertain. Today, researchers have recreated ancient perfumes from Egyptian and Greek recipes, scents like the rich Mendesian that might echo what Cleopatra's court enjoyed. Archaeologists are still searching for her tomb. Divers map submerged palaces off Alexandria. Teams explore shafts at Taposiris Magna. The Queen's final resting place remains one of history's great unsolved puzzles. So, who is Cleopatra? A savvy ruler in a fragile world, more strategist than siren. If you want more myth-busting mini-histories like this video, share it with a friend and tell us which legend to tackle next.